All right. New angle today, new equipment, so why not? The easiest advice I can give you, right, is just do the opposite of the average man. Everyone is so caught up in thinking about what other people think about you. Number one, most people don't care about you. They don't think about you. Your coworkers don't really think or care about you. People at church don't really think or care about you. People at the gym, at the mall, your neighbors, they don't really think or care about you all that much. So why do you think and care so much about them? Think about that. Just do the opposite of the average person. The average person just sucks. Yet everyone wants to compare themselves to the average person. They think, well, I lost X amount of weight. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not as fat as the average person. Well, that's a pretty low bar, don't you think? The average man is 28% body fat, 28, 30% body fat. That's not really a big, a bar to jump over. The bar is so low now. The average man has set the bar so low, you can basically just hop over it. It's not difficult. Here's my question. If you don't want to be the average man, if you don't want to be average, why do you compare yourself to the average person? Don't compare yourself to the average person. Compare yourself to people who inspire you. Does the person at Walmart inspire you? He has a pot belly. He's 30% body fat. Junk food in the cart. No? Then why do you keep comparing yourself to him? Compare yourself to people that you want to be. You want to The problem is people just seek inspiration in the wrong places. They're looking sideways for inspiration. They're looking horizontally. They're looking at people around them for inspiration. Well, the average person does this, so I should do that. Most people do this, so I should do this. Most people drink during the weekend, so I should drink during the weekend. Most people have cheat meals, so I should have cheat meals. Most people skip days at the gym, so I should skip days at the gym. That's not how it works. You don't want to look horizontally for inspiration. You want to look vertically, upwards for inspiration. Look at the social media people that you like, the Hollywood actors, whatever. Look to them for inspiration. They're the people that you should compare yourself to, right? Why would you compare yourself to someone that you don't want to be? It doesn't make any sense. And I believe that's just consumerism. What's that phrase called? Keeping up the Jones. That's what people have. That's what's wrong with people these days. They're looking at what other people are doing and using that for inspiration, rather than looking inwards for inspiration, rather than looking at what successful people are doing for inspiration. Think about that. Most people are looking around them for inspiration, and most people are failures. Most people are not conscious. Most people don't try anything. Most people will put something up, but most people will try something for 5 minutes, then put it down 2 minutes later. That doesn't make any sense. They'll try something for 5 minutes and then just put it down. There we go. Right? And I believe that's just the society that we just live in. We keep looking at people for inspiration, people around us. But the average man doesn't inspire me. So I don't look towards the average man. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I don't look at the average man who goes to the gym 5 times a year. I know I want to be healthy. I want to be better. Therefore, I set a higher standard for myself. And if you're constantly looking around other people, you're going to lower your standards. And that's the problem with it. You can't lower your standards. My whole philosophy is that you only have one body, you only have one chance on this world, right? You're not Jesus, you're not Lazarus, you only get one chance on this earth. So we should make the most of it. And if you make the most out of your life, then you can go out, inspire people, and they'll make the most in their lives. That's my whole philosophy. If men get their act together and chase their dreams, chase their purpose, and chase their goals, then that will inspire everyone else to do so. And that's how we can change the world, by just being the best version of ourselves. You're not going to change the world by not being the best version of yourself. How can you just go through life, right? How can you go through life knowing that you're not trying, knowing that there's a better reality out there for you, right? How do you walk through life with a pot belly, knowing that if you put in the work and put in the effort, then you could have a six-pack, right? You could be muscular. You could have the V-taper. You could have the body that all the girls want to hug on, cling on, and cuddle, right? I don't understand that. How do you walk through life knowing that you're mediocre and just being okay with it, just making peace with it? I believe in not worrying about the stuff that you can't change. Politics you can't change. Wars you can't change. Foreign affairs, you can't change. I don't know. Social justice, whatever garbage is going on, you really can't change that. But I believe in focusing on the things that you can change yourself. And that's why the modern man, and that's why society is so backwards. We are too preoccupied with the stuff that we cannot change that we forget to look at ourselves in the mirror and work on the things that we can change. Right? And that's my whole philosophy. Focus on what you can change, and whatever you can't change, try not to pay any mind to it. I didn't make that up. Of course, that's stoicism, but that's the philosophy I live by, right? You can't change yourself, but you can't change the world, but you can change yourself. So why not do it? Why not go out and work on your body, live your best life? Don't settle. Don't just settle for mediocrity. Why would you settle for mediocrity if you know you can do so much better? You're just wasting time. And that's the problem that I have with the modern man today. He's focused on stuff that he can't change. He's neglecting the stuff that he can change. He's just floating through life, okay with mediocrity. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm not judging. I used to be that way. But when you take life on the offensive, life becomes a lot more interesting. And it's something that you make stuff happen rather than stuff happening to you. And I think that as long as you are locked in, as long as you are focused, I know I'm rambling, but as long as you're locked in, as long as you're focused, you will soon just ascend past the average man. You won't look at him for inspiration. You won't care what the average man thinks because the average man doesn't care about you, right? So why would you look to him for inspiration? Why would you arrest your free will to the average man? That's essentially what you're doing. You're arresting your free will to the average man. You're letting the average man who's mediocre, who's a disappointment, you're letting that guy dictate your life. You're letting him dictate what you think. You're letting him dictate your routine. And that's the saddest thing of all. No one wants to try. And when you do try, you look at the average man and be like, wow, I'm trying so hard, but the average person, he's not trying. So then you just like, what's the point? But it really depends. If you want to make the most out of yourself, if you want to make the most out of life, then you can't be inspired by the average man. The average man sucks. The average man is fat, overweight, disgusting, a disappointment, an abomination, let's just be honest. So that's my message. Just do the opposite of the average person. Because the average person, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about himself. The average person, if he doesn't care about himself, why would he care about you? Why would he care about what you think? Why would he care about what you do? We just spend way too much time thinking about people around us who just don't pay us any mind. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Peace.